Hey, alright, greetings and salutations. My name is Comic Fire, and welcome back to more Megaman X. In the last episode, it took us much longer than we needed to defeat Spark Mandrill, so let's see if we can beat Armored Armadillo any faster. It's got a pretty snazzy theme song. And this level's gimmick is riding on this little minecart thing. But you can't be totally reliant on it, because if you are, you will get killed. So try to take out these metal blade ostriches as fast as you can, because you don't want to get hit. Alright. Another gimmick about this level is this little dozer thing. If the front hits you, you will die. Spikes and whatnot being an instant kill in the Mega Man series. But if you do what I just did and wait for it to pass you a bit, you can get a sub-tank, which is when your health is full and you get more health, it'll save up for later, which is very, very helpful. It's not entirely necessary for good enough, but it's always nice. Like, I never knew anyone to deny themselves health. Unless they were on a challenge run. Which I don't feel I'm good enough for, because I've only beaten this game once. I played through a lot of its stages more than once, but jeez, I didn't fill up our sub-tank. We got a lot of big healths there. Big health. Nope. Now, if you've been watching all of my LPs, you'll find that, unlike the Mega Man Zero series, if you use the sub-tank, the excess health doesn't save itself for later. You use it all at once. It's all or nothing. So you gotta be a little careful with it. Now this one, instead of waiting for the whoops. You gotta be a little faster than the dozer. It's difficult to do. Alright, we only have one life, so let's see if I can get this. Okay. And keep dashing, because you need to be faster this if you want to get this heart container. And then now you can be as fast as you want, because the dozer can't get past the spikes. It's like us, in a way. Now this is like the one area in the game where having too many things on the screen will cause a ton of lag. And you'll die. Now if you manage to get all the way up here and you have quite a few abilities, like you have 100% otherwise, you can get a pretty cool ability that I've never managed to get. Because it's complicated and you need a bunch of lives for it. Anyway, now it's time for Armored Armadillo, who is weak to the electric spark. Very weak. That's not to say that he is weak. Okay, we are getting ourselves creamed here, so let's test out our new sub-tank. Nope. Let's see. Oh my god, we're going to die. That was close. He was a lot more aggressive than he usually is when I fight him. But anyway, now that he's gone. Pretty simple. Good thing we got that heart container, or else we wouldn't have made it. Why is it just going ahead without us? That was odd. That's never happened to me before. Anyway, we got the Rolling Shield ability, which is my least favorite ability in any game I've ever played in my entire life. And it's the weakness of several bosses, including Launch Octopus. This level is pretty difficult. I think that was the first time I've ever taken out one of those before he fired something. And the only time. This level cost me quite a few lives the first time I played the game. Always keep shooting and keep your sub-tanks full. And if you can't keep your sub-tanks full, just keep them high. And this is one of the reasons. This boss is kind of annoying. This mini-boss, I should say. At least they had the common courtesy to give some health and ammo for it, but I didn't use any ammo. Now, these fish don't give you any, items if they, suck you in. I think they just don't give you any items anyway. But if you shoot fast enough, you can kill them before they do any real harm to you. Now, water physics in this game are like water physics in any other Mega Man game. You can jump higher. They're quite a bit floatier. Darn it! Thankfully we made it decently far and didn't have to do all that again. I don't know how weak these guys are to any. Come on. I think that's the last one of those we have to fight. Which is good. Alright. Not entirely sure how to do this next part. Or maybe it's here. Yeah, it's here. Here we go. This one is for the heart tank. And just ride this all the way down, avoiding a few bombs and whatnot, because they still hurt you. I had no idea about this until I fought, I looked up a guide. And here's one of 3 of these little dragon dudes we'll be fighting. You can get behind him and just really nail his head. That's really good. But his head will do damage, so watch out. Let's not fall directly into spikes. We are just about out of lives. I'm really worried. How much? Wasn't really much of anything. Oh well. I think if you hit his tail, it also does damage. Yeah. They're a little annoying to fight. Unless you can get into them like that. Anyway, for that, we can go over here and get the heart tank. And now if we die, I wouldn't be too miffed. At least I got the heart tank, and I'd have a few lives for the boss, who is quite difficult. I think there's a PSP remake of this game called Megaman X Maverick Hunter, and I think in that game they confirmed Launch Octopus was a female. Now, if you didn't know about that hard tank in there, this is probably the first time you're going to be experiencing one of these. And they just bury under the sand and then they dig themselves back up and whatnot. Alright. Cool. Hee. Can't jump that high, so don't push yourself. If you can get really close to a boss and just keep firing at him, because if you're at a long distance, you can only fire so many bullets at one time due to, I think, space restraints. But if you're, like, right next to him, the bullets disappear pretty quickly. You can pop quite a few shots off on the guy. On any boss. There we go. I think that's one of two we'll be fighting. Yeah, I've got a ton of health back. All of it, actually. Ah, I thought we fought more than that. Must have been mistaken. I wonder why my input commands aren't working. Like, I'm pressing L to switch to my weapon and it's not working. Anyway, get your rolling shields ready. The rolling shield doesn't really work too well against this boss, really, because of the way you had to fight her. I actually just go against her with the X-Buster if you don't have the boomerang cutter, which we'll be getting right after this boss. If you have a tough time against this boss, I do not blame you. I think that was the easiest time I've ever had with that boss. It can be really difficult. But if you get the boomerang cutter, which is the next weapon we're going to be getting, if you hit Launch Octopus 3 times with it, she won't be able to fire off those little missiles, or she won't be able to fire off the little missiles. I have no idea why I keep skipping through that. Anyway, we get the Launch Torpedo now, which is a homing missile, which will absolutely tear through the next boss, which we'll be doing in the next episode. I will see you guys then.